Oh, that's a nice hat.
Malo, malo. Hey, you guys have fun at Disneyland?
Yeah.
We had so much fun. I bought a hat from the ducks.
Mali, Mali.
How are the kids doing? How's everyone?
They're good. They're good. Guys over there with them. Yeah. How about you guys? How are the babies?
They're good, thank you. Our older ones are in Sydney with mom and dad, and Kenny's here with Lo at the front, baby Kenyan.
Bro. So we'll probably finish like around 7:30, 7:45 ish,
Hmm.
so we can drive to the airport,
E-Bird.
get in a quick little podcast.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Mox, happy to have you on, bro.
Venus +1, bro.
No, you guys are one together.
My plus one for life.
Yeah, exactly. You guys are whole, one whole.
Yeah, Bill.
But cool.
All I got is $1 and a drink. Oh yeah. So was you gonna roll on with me?
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Pack Nation podcast. I'm X,
And I'm Sisi.
and today we have a special guest for you guys. My cousin, my little sis, Binabutta, and her husband. And so we're so happy for them to be here, and
Yes,
we're so
sir.
grateful for them to be joining us today. And just to give you a quick little intro for them, Bina, my little cousin. So she is a recording music artist. And so she has a ton of good music out, some of my favorite music. I'm sure you heard a bunch of singles that she has, specifically Lady Love, one of the top streaming songs that she's had. And also One Call Away. It reminds me of my boy Maka right here, always one call away. My couple. But yeah, so I love her music. We had a brother on, Relic Brown, a couple episodes back. And so now we're blessed to have them here live in person. And they're visiting from Australia. And we're so grateful to have you guys. So thank you guys for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. Yeah, thank you guys. And so we wanted to bring out not only Pino, but also her wonderful husband, Maka, my toko right here, my uso for life. Yeah, because we know that Pina and Maka, they're a team. And they're an eternal companionship and partnership. And so what they do, all the success that Pina has, there's always someone as well that's there to support her and also create an environment where she can thrive and where the kids can thrive as well. And so we love both of them so much, and we're just so excited to have them on. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and get started and ask them some questions to see what the advice they got for the youth. Yeah. Folks, see?
Yeah. No, what a privilege to be here with Bina and Maka. But just like what X said, right? This right now, I just kind of want to just ask you guys questions about the teamwork that it takes to participate and then to having parenthood, right, and marriage, because marriage and parenthood it's not easy, especially juggling with your personal life and personal schedule, with with not only content creating but music, right, like making music and stuff. Like, how does that work for you guys? Like, as far as like, Bina, you write your own music, right?
Yeah, I co-write most of my music with Kenny,
Eh,
with Kuya Kenny.
Okay. You ever find yourself like writing like in the middle of writing and then one of the kids will just come and then you have to stop, and then go back?
I think there's rarely any sessions where we don't have interruptions by the kids. And if we are blessed to have sessions where there's zero interruptions, it's always because someone's in the background helping out the kids, whether it's their nana and papa, or most of the times it'll be my husband, Maka, if he's not working and if he's there and he's available. But yeah, so these are really good questions. And I love that you're asking it's a team effort and how it works for us because I know every family, it looks very different. And I know our family is also very different. No family, two families look the same. We all look quite similar, but we have our own plans and the way we function. So I know in our family, I know that I'm very grateful. I'm very blessed to be able to have my husband work full time and I like to say part time. I'm a musician or recording artist. But yeah, behind every success, just like what X and CC have been saying, is a husband who holds it down. He holds it down at home, or he's holding it down literally in the middle of the show, on the side of the stage or backstage. He's taking care of the kids. He's making sure they're fed and just making sure that I'm prepped as well. He's doing it all so that I can be able to focus on myself and just calm the nerves because there's lots and lots of nerves every show, every project. So yeah, I'm so grateful to have such a supportive husband because I don't think I'd be able to get this far or still heading where I'm hopefully heading without the best support that I need.
Awesome. And Max, what would you say for you being the husband and the provider? Who's like, what would you say your role is in this partnership, and how do you try to not only help Bina with her career and her success, but also be the provider and be the head of the family as the main priesthood holder?
Um, Pretty tough at times, to be honest. Like, I feel like a lot of people see our social media and think, oh man, they have like crazy life. But behind those, everything's everywhere. Like, as every other parent and married couple, like, you have challenges and trials. But at the end of the day, I feel like we're rooted to our how would I say standards or what we believe in. So
Our faith for
sure,
sure.
faith for sure. So that's helped us big time. So I like how
Massively.
CC you were saying the parenthood and marriage. I feel like that's a big tough one too because it's both separate. Like you have your parenthood, but then after your parenthood and kids are all quiet down, then we got to focus on the marriage after that. So it's a big juggle that we got to kind of balance. It all comes down to balance, and like I said, like Bina said, sorry, our faith. So
Yeah,
yeah, having a strong
perfect.
faith.
Yeah, that's dope, Bruce. And I know, like in the music industry specifically, I mean, there's a lot of things that not necessarily go against our faith, but like they test your faith, and especially that of like a marriage and a family. Like a lot of the scenes is like not for kids, but I know like a lot of being at your music was Lady Love, especially was written for your kids, Jay and for Ketty and Kenny Boy, and so having that family environment, even in these places that aren't necessarily family oriented or family focused, is very important. So I'm glad that that's something that you guys take with you when you go on tour and on shows and everything. So that's cool. Perfect.
Thank you.
Yeah, as far as marriage, right? Because Kai and I, we're heading towards a decade of marriage, Kai and I, and but man, it feels like 30 years, bro. And it's not hard. It's not easy. It's not easy. It's definitely a lot of challenges. But this one wise words from someone that I once heard that you you're not gonna marry perfection. You're gonna marry potential. You're gonna marry someone that's gonna be worth struggling with, right? And I feel like that's something that we can kind of push out there, especially towards the young adults of today, and of course to the youth, right? Because eventually, right, we all want to make covenants, right, with Heavenly Father and be sealed in the temple with our future soulmate, I guess you could say, right? And so I look at these numbers, Bina, like Lady Love, it's 17 million views in 4 years. I look at your recent song, right? It's what almost 100,000 views, right? And then I look at that and I see success. And then when you mention with like all that success wouldn't wouldn't have come to pass if it wasn't for Maka. And so that's really cool. That's something I just wanted to point out. So
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Thanks, Zeus. Thanks for
yeah,
bringing that up.
yeah.
And that kind of brings me like as a kind of brings a question up in my head for you guys. So what are some characteristics that you guys see in each other that you really admire, or something that you feel would be good for like the youth when choosing their partner? What is something that you would say that you would give that advice to look for these characteristics in their future eternal companion?
Ooh. We need to get first. Being off there first.
He has to think about it. I'm not sure why he has to think about it, but
Plenty to choose from. Those.
I think for me, definitely, I knew from the beginning. I'm a daddy's girl. I love my pops. I'm the only girl out of three siblings, and yeah, just like every family has their own stories. My family has their own, and so I just naturally grew closer to my dad. I've been a daddy's girl my whole life. Just like all our Polynesian dads out here, they're hardworking. Their work ethic is unmatched. They're the first to wake up, the last to go to bed. They are the first to say their prayers when they wake up, the first to remind us to say our prayers. And so, yeah, basically, my dad was my hero till now. And I always knew that whoever I married and whoever was going to be my eternal companion had to be someone. Not kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Had to be a lot like my dad. And I'm so proud to say, and I'm always grateful that Maka, my husband, is definitely a lot like my dad. He's so hardworking. A few times we've received some comments online and in person when they see Maka changing my kids or changing nappies and being very hands-on and helping out with the kids. Like we would get comments saying, "Oh, it's kind of rare, or it's not often we see dads being active with the kids. Usually it's the mother's role." And as much as it would kind of make us feel a type of way, we've just learned to accept it's actually true. That might be the case for some or for many, but in my family, in this family, my husband is extremely hands-on with the kids. If anything, especially even more when we're on tour on family holidays, because he likes to say to me, "It's all right, you rest. Like you do all the organizing and you're holding it down. I'm at work, and now that I'm here, I can do this so you can relax." And I'm sure sometimes my cousins, maybe even ex and that, are watching me like, "Maka, does she does she do anything at home? Or do you just do all the else?" But he's really good and reminds me a lot like my dad. So I'm grateful.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks, Pina.
For me, is probably someone who's really Bina's really selfless. An example is she'll kind of put herself last. She'll put everyone in front or serve everyone else and then think of herself at the end. Like that's something that really stood out to me. Like it's something I hold special because she could be tired or she could have a busy schedule of shows, but then if something pops up for her loved ones and stuff, she would put that first before like her priorities or what she has. So that's something I really admire about Bina and something that stands out. And yeah, that's something really stands out for me. So
Perfect. Thanks, Suso. That's dope, man. Yeah. What you guys shared about each other and the characteristics. I love how Pina said that she was looking for someone like her dad. And when I've gotten to know Maka these past few years, every time you guys come, man, he reminds me exactly of your dad. Very humble, just get the work done and do the tough stuff when it calls for it. And man, I miss your dad. I love him, and he was one of my favorite uncles. And just because the way he was, like the type of man he was, very quiet, but always loving his family and was always able to get things done. And then what Maka said about Bina being very selfless is funny because I see that in my own wife. And so that's kind of a characteristic I think that young men should look for when finding your eternal companion, because my wife as well does so much for everybody else and forgets to do stuff for her. So that's why for me it's easy to like it's easy for me to forget everybody else that I don't care about and then just focus on my wife because she's the one that cares about everybody and does things for everybody. So I think that's such a strong characteristic to look for in an eternal companion and the mother of your children and someone that you want to grow your family with. I love that you guys share those different characteristics, and I feel like those are very important because my wife is amazing, and I feel very blessed to have the support that she provides, and I'm able to do so much. And I think in any marriage, you guys make each other better. And I've seen that with you two as well. And I'm so blessed to always be able to visit with you guys every year. We have our annual get-togethers.
Annual trips.
Yeah. So yeah, that's awesome that you guys shared those. So thank you guys. Yeah. And so it's been a blessing to just continue to see your family grow, see you two continue to grow your relationship and be stronger as you guys come out here, not only for vacation, but for touring and everything. And this past weekend, we just had the Holo Holo Festival, and Bina was able to make a guest appearance there and perform with Kenya Brown and DJ Noise. And so it was awesome to kind of see them again. That teamwork in progress with Maka taking care of the baby backstage and but also helping Bina get ready and then we were able to help out a little bit too. But yeah, I'm glad you guys were able to share those characteristics. Thank you guys.
Sorry, and can I just say as well, Obviously, I know I always give credit to my husband and everyone back home helping out, but the biggest help as well that me and my husband receive when we're in America is the Kelso's
Thank
ex
you.
and his beautiful wife, my beautiful cousin Lolani. Lauren, we love them so much. My kids are actually spoiled every time we come to America. And I think, yeah, just being with them and being around all our loved ones, and even when they get to see Cece's kids, that was running around, having fun, making cool memories. So we're forever grateful. And I think that's why we love coming back all the time to spend time with our family.
Yeah, yeah. This is you guys' second house anyway. We got all the kids'
Yeah.
stuff and Maka's shoes and stuff kept here. So yeah, you guys are always welcome. We love having you guys. But yeah.
Yeah. Just want to stem off of like responsibilities, right? And like kind of working together as a team. Just want to stem off a little bit off of like a generational difference. Because my dad is from that generation, the baby boomers, where they believe that machista, like the wife does this and the husband does that. And every time my dad sees me carrying like the diaper bag or like changing the kid's diaper, bro, that guy will bag on me. Like, hey man, he'll like track jokes and stuff. And I'm like, hey, Dad, these are new times, you know what I mean? Like I help my wife, she helps me. When she needs help, I'm gonna give it. You know what I mean? Because back in their days, like a man just kind of sit around. You know what I mean, the wife
Yeah.
does everything. Nah, man, I understand. It's a generational difference. You know what I mean? But I don't mind help my wife. And I like when you guys I like what you said, Bina, about and Maka, like helping each other because it's teamwork. You know what I mean? Like this ain't no task type of thing. Well, you do this and I do that. Yeah, true. But every day's different. Every day's different. Something comes up and then one has to do another, and then vice versa.
Yeah, that's cool. I like how Susie brought up like generational kind of traditions and stuff like that. It's a lot different. And I think like before, it was kind of like not looked down upon, but it wasn't like something that was pursued as far as like the women pursuing their career or their passions. It was more like, oh, you have to be with the family. But we see you guys are a perfect example of being able to have success as a woman in the music industry and specifically like in the island Polynesian industry. But not only that, your most important role and title is as a wife and a mother. And so like we see that you can be successful and not have to put other responsibilities aside. That as a family, as a married couple, you guys are able to find that balance where you guys can succeed and chase your dreams, but then also have a beautiful family and raise kids that are faithful and love God and instill those same values in them. So that's cool. I'm glad that Sissy brought that up.
And also aside from that, I just want to like just kind of like straying away from that. I want to also point out the sibling relationship, with you, Kenyon, and the Keller. I like the bond that you guys have, siblings. I mean, because I have a lot of
Thank
siblings
you.
myself. I mean,
Yeah.
and we were a strong bond, and like seeing siblings have that bond and being able to share their talent with the world like that, like that's pretty cool. And like knowing Keller growing up, Keller's like my big brother, and seeing him doing his thing with his younger siblings, that's really cool to see. So I just wanted to share that.
Thank you. But
Mm.
also just wanted to say I really appreciate that. But yeah, just like any family, any siblings, they have their disagreements, their not so nice days. Yeah, so me and my brothers were extremely close, but closeness also comes with a lot of clashing. And I guess myself being the only girl, I I always have the most to say to them and vice versa, but it's always because I love them. It's out of love. And even though we clash, I'm just grateful that at the end of the day, no matter how long it may take sometimes, but we always find our way back to each other again so that we can have a strong, healthy, and a loving relationship the same way that our parents taught us and more. Just like what you were saying earlier about stepping away from the, I wouldn't say generational trauma, but no, but also culturally, like just us
Yeah,
evolving and taking all the good things that we learned from our upbringing and more so that we can change what the next generation will look like and the way they
yeah,
view life, a marriage or in a family dynamic. Just, yeah, everything
Yeah.
makes a huge difference.
good, good. Oh yeah, question. Out of all your kids, out of all the kids, who would you say is the hardest to deal with?
Oh,
I
I
think it's
think that's a no-brainer.
the one we bring over, little Kenny, named after Venus' brother.
Just
So
like his namesake, baby Kenyan. He's the youngest, but he's the,
yeah,
Yeah,
he's really a tough one. So
yeah, keeps you on your toes.
Mm,
He's a handful, an earful.
okay.
But yeah, I think Kenny is equally 50-50 Samoan and Tongan. He's got all the strengths of both cultures, both sides of the family. That's
Yeah.
it's all in one little boy running around. And right now, even Loleni's watching him, ex's
Yeah.
beautiful wife.
So so there's four, right? Four kids total?
Oh, three. We had three.
Three. And
So
then
our
I'm
eldest is a
huh?
girl, and then we
Uh-huh.
have MJ named after Maka, and then baby Kenyan.
Baby
And this
Kenyan.
trip, he was the only one that came.
Okay. Kenyan. Yeah, so I'm sure you guys have noticed all three of them. Like maybe like correct me if I'm wrong, but all three of them are different, huh? Like they're not the same. Like
Extremely different,
totally
yeah.
own personality, huh? And some of them can
Yeah.
have more of Bina's or more of Maka's traits. And so yeah, it's something I've seen with my own kids too. One is this, one is that, one it makes you want to body them and stuff. But
Testing your fatherhood.
yeah, but it's crazy how like once you enter parenthood, right? And like not only parenthood, right? Because we have aunts and uncles, right? Who also put in their time in watching the kids as well. It's crazy how your mindset changes. Like you go from like me mode to like me to like your these little lives depend on you now. Like it's not about you anymore. It's just about the kids, right? I don't know. It's just that's something that happened to me. Like when I first had kids and stuff, I was like, man, it's not about me anymore. I mean, like I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
No,
that's
no,
true.
I get
Yeah,
you. I kind of
yeah,
like, I remember it was a couple of weeks ago where Bina left to, because we stay up in Darwin. She left to Sydney with the kids. And then I came up and I had like no kids at home and it was just me. So it felt weird because I've never had that in a while. Like
yeah.
just just by yourself. So a lot of spare
By
time.
yourself.
Yeah, you get a lot of time to yourself, but you're just like, what do I do? Like you're so used to having the kids around,
Yeah.
and then when they're gone, you're just kind of lost. Like I'm so used to having like little one
Uh-huh.
around chasing him, or then reading books to the kids, and then when they're
Yeah.
all vanished and gone, it's just like,
They
what?
vanished.
Yeah.
Not like
They
it's like,
vanished.
what do you do now? Like I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Do I go to
Yeah.
the gym, or I got a lot of stuff to do now?
Yeah.
Yeah. You almost kind of like feel guilty, like kind of a little good. You know what I mean? Then you
Yeah.
could hit a wife. Hey, you guys good? Like, you have a
Yeah.
to-do list for me? Got any honeydews for me here at home? I don't know. Not that I'm giving you the idea, Bina. Not that,
I already had those to-do lists.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
No, that's so true. It's no longer about us as soon as the kids come, but then as soon as we get that us time, we question it. We're like, so what do we do now? Yeah. It's all a part of parenthood, huh?
Yeah.
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 And so with having the kids, like how for you, Pina, well, both of you guys, like, but with Pina's career, like, how did having the kids, like, change the way that you thought or approached your career? Like, did that have an effect on anything?
The first like official like song I put out was actually a cover called Accolades by Amara Brown. Shout out to her. She's our beautiful queen from Zimbabwe. But yes, that cover was written whilst I was dating Maka.
Mm.
But every song after that was purely about the kids. So the song after that was Blessing, and I wrote it. I think we wrote it before I gave birth to our first child, and then we released it when she was like a month old, maybe. But I think, yeah, one of the coolest things about having kids is that the inspiration for writing is never ending, is endless. I always have something to write about, whether I'm like overwhelmed with the kids, but often it's the love that we have for the kids. Kind of going back to what we were saying earlier, is that it's no longer about us. Our entire lives are circled around the kids, and that's like our purpose as parents, obviously. So with all that purpose comes all the inspiration for writing, and I love that. And it's very evident as well in Kenny's writing. And so that's why I think now that he's a father to my beautiful, my handsome nephew Izzy boy, it's even better now. I love our writing sessions even more now because we both are on the same page. We both know what it's like to have our own. He's got a little Kenny, I've got a little Bina. I've got three of them. So yeah, it's really nice. And I really wish I could show more with the world how cool and inspiring those sessions are with Kenny. But yeah, hopefully one day when
Yeah.
I get better with this content and creating stuff.
Yeah, all good, little by little. But that's awesome. Like, yeah, the kids, especially with Kenyon, I know we'll probably when we sit down with him as well. I've been wanting to ask him how his writing has changed since having his son, because hula hoop, man, that's one of my favorites now. Hula hoop is definitely, yeah, a special one, and I know even with Relic as well, having his daughter, Baby Lo, yeah, and so I know his writing has all been affected. So it's cool that you guys are still kind of staying strong to the family roots and being able to include that in your music and your passion. So, yeah, that's really dope. I love the music that you guys are putting out and excited to continue to hear more.
Yeah, just a thought that came to mind. As far as this music, right? You think about it, like, sorry for bringing this up as far as like timeline, but 20 years from now, right? Being a Maka, like your kids are gonna be maybe even before 10 years, right? Because what 10 years from now, like they'll be teenagers, but they're
Yeah.
gonna be listening to they're gonna be listening to your songs. You know what I mean? And so that's pretty freaking cool. You know what I mean? It's like your journal, you wrote a journal and then your kids are able to listen to it and then they'll ask you questions about your lyrics. Like, Mom, what did you mean by this and that, Dad? You know, like, were you mom's personal bodyguard and all that stuff? You know what I mean? I don't know. That's so cool to me. You know what I mean? Like, man, I wish I could write song and sing, but I suck. So all I can do is just write a journal and be like, hey, write some random stuff. But I don't know, that's just something I wanted to bring up, like your music, right? It's your form of journal that you're going to be leaving for not only for your kids and even your grandkids. You know what I mean? So just wanted to share that.
It's true. Something to pass on. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love that. That's cool.
yeah. So I did want to touch on the mission. You guys both served in the Philippines, learned Tagalog. So you guys were both able to serve a mission. And so what would you say was like something that you took from the mission that you still carry with you guys today or within your marriage, something that you guys learned while you guys were serving your missions?
Something I carry from the mission is probably not time management. Maybe patience.
Yeah.
Having patience.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
patience takes you a long way, to be honest. And on the mission has taught me to have patience because when you're on the mission, you have different companions, and with different companions comes with different personalities.
Yeah.
Patience has helped. Yeah, it's also helped with our marriage and our kid.
Yeah. Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah, that's something I really.
Me or patience with your kid?
Sorry, just the kids.
Yeah, I think like firstly, I know we have many conversations like this, but often a quote that I'm sure many of us hear is before your mission, you always hear it'll be the best 2 years of your life, the best 18 months of your life. But no, when you're on the mission and even till now afterwards, it's the best 2 years for your life, the best 18 months for your life, because it just helps set the tone. It gives you the life skills that you need to then continue to grow once you have your own eternal family. But yeah, and one thing that we have actually kept from the mission that we keep doing now is our companionship inventory.
Yeah, nice.
I know a lot of us
Hey,
hated that, especially if you were sitting down with a comp that maybe you didn't get, along with the greatest. But no, it's so funny once you implement it in your marriage. But yeah, if I could give an advice to our married couples out there, whether or not you're returned missionaries or just members of any faith, really, having a weekly companionship inventory will change so much. It really helps us sit down and just, oh, sorry, quickly. Firstly, companionship inventory is where you sit down with your companion or your partner and you discuss your weekly goals that you have. You discuss what you guys were able to achieve and what you didn't achieve, positives, negatives, what you need to work on. So that's something we do. And yeah, sometimes they go for hours and sometimes they're like 15 minutes. But yeah, that's
Yeah,
something we've kept. It's
that's
helping us.
good. Yeah, that's good. That's awesome. That's great. Great. I love that you guys both shared that. And because the missions, even for me and Cece, like definitely helped leave an impact on our lives and made a lasting impression and kind of led us down the path that we're on now. And so I know for most return missionaries, that's kind of similar experience. And I'm glad that you guys were able to take that and include it in you guys' marriage as well. So cool.
no, no, bro. Appreciate that advice, Bina and Maka, especially for the young single adults right now who are planning to get married or trying to get married, and even to the youth, right? Marriage is good. Marriage is good for you, all right? But no, that's really good advice. I would say marriage for me is one of the best things that I've ever done. It's hard. I mean, but then again, anything that's worth doing or worth having, it's always going to be hard.
Yeah.
You got to work for it, right? So, no, but I really appreciate the both of you and your time for joining us here on the podcast. You know what I mean? And I really do think your words will really uplift any viewers, regardless of age or gender, right? So, just want to say that.
Thanks, Chase.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Yeah. So, what would you guys say, like advice for younger kids? What will probably be like advice for them to, well, not only like to chase their dreams, but to also finding an eternal companion that will support you to chase your dreams? What is some advice that you guys would feel might be something that you would tell them?
To me, to be very honest, I reckon it's just to pray. Prayer is, I never took it lightly as a teenager growing up, but then as old as I got, it has really helped me, to be honest. Like, it's helped me find my eternal companion, it's helped me with a lot of big decision making, for example, serving a mission. And yeah, it really kind of takes you a long way and benefits your life. Well, it benefits me. So hopefully it benefits the younger generation and also the old generation too. So prayer, yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
I would say, yeah, definitely prayer. Prayer's a good one. Good answer, babe. Good job. Praying. No, but prayer is awesome because it's one of those resources or it's a tool available to everyone. It's a communication to Heavenly Father, and that's exactly how we can receive His guidance either instantly or sometimes over time. But my life, my advice to any of the YSA out there or even youth wanting to serve their mission is exactly what Michael was saying, is to pray about it, but also just know that putting the Lord first and going out there to serve Him and to find Him is how you will better find yourself or even find you a future companion or just honestly lifetime friends, brothers and sisters from the mission. And then my advice to any musicians or artists that want to pursue music, any of our young people, just you got to put yourself out there. I actually really love that right now on social media. You can see everywhere content creating is blowing up. That's how we're able to see more of these next artists coming out, whether they're rappers or singers. There's so many wonderful talents coming straight out of Australia, the States, New Zealand, and it's because of social media. So don't be afraid to put your work out there. Yeah, and just definitely stay consistent. Something I have to work on. I know I get a lot of comments saying like, "Oh, why do you take like a year or two to drop another song?" And I'm just like, "Oh, because I keep having kids.
Yeah.
That's why I have three and no more, three and no more." And then overall, I think the our final advice would definitely be to find the balance with Heavenly Father at the forefront, because there's been times in our lives where we feel, oh, we're not really balancing putting God first. We can see a difference in all other aspects and categories of our lives. So finding that balance to put Him first in all that you do, big or small, that's how you receive the greater blessings and also the greater strength to go through anything and everything on a daily basis in the long run. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Man, thank you guys. And I love that you guys both tied it back into our faith. And I know people with different faith, I think, can still apply it, putting God first and being able to serve Him and finding kind of a connection to other people that have similar values. Because at the end of the day, that's kind of what is going to keep your marriage balanced and lasting, is someone that has those same values and same views as you. And I think that's so important for the younger generation to understand that, and being able to kind of put yourself second and put your partner first, your eternal companion. That is kind of what builds any relationship stronger. So thank you guys so much for that advice. And I think it's great advice. And I know the youth, hopefully they'll take it to heart and be able to follow what you guys say. And I think for us too, like for the viewers, like to understand that even though we're sharing like advice about being close to Heavenly Father, like, and even me being like kind of a leadership calling in the church, we're not perfect. We're far from it. And marriage isn't perfect. but all we can do is trust in Heavenly Father and continue to work on it with our eternal companions. And Heavenly Father continues to bless us. And you guys have those three beautiful blessings. We love them so much. And shout out to my boy MJ as well, MJ Kitty. And Getty, they're not here, but we love spending time with Kenny Boy. And also on my shirt, Lo got me this shirt. It's a picture of me and MJ. And so it was just a special time for us being able to be with MJ Hughes. And definitely we see a lot of our nieces and nephews as our own kids, and we treat them as such. And CZ knows that as well. All the kids that are around us, we love them. And with MJ specifically, we were able to, Maka, I'm so grateful for them and thankful for them that they gave us kind of an opportunity just to take care of MJ full time. Like for a while, Pina was
A
touring
month. For a whole month,
for a
they
month,
adopted
yeah.
MJ, my son.
So that was just a special experience because we watch our nieces and nephews all the time. But just to be with MJ full time, that was always a special experience for us that we'll always treasure and have that special bond with MJ and all our nieces and nephews. But yeah, we love you guys so much. And we're very thankful that you guys had the opportunity to join our little podcast thing here, Small Kind Productions.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so
Yeah.
much for having us.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate being on Maka. Appreciate you guys' time. And to any like new viewers, whether you're youth or YSA, you can find Bina on YouTube. And on her YouTube page, you can find all of her social media platforms. So like, subscribe, follow, show your support, follow her music. She's really great music. You won't be disappointed. And yeah, once again, thank you guys for joining us on our,
ECC.
on our, right? How do you say that, Maka? On our Fakamuna podcast? But hey, all love. Appreciate the both of you and your time once again. And once again, don't forget to follow Bina on all social media platforms. So
Thank
All right, thank you, man. Thank you guys so much for joining.
you for
Thank
having
you.
us.
Yeah, especially my Uso for life right here. Supposed to get those matching tats.
Matthew Tat. I'm so for life.
The Uso for life. But cool. But thank you guys again so much. We love you guys.
Thank you, CC.
Yeah, but perfect. Well, thanks again, everybody, for tuning in to the Pack Nation podcast. Another episode with my cousin and her husband, Maka, my brother, Matoko. We're so grateful to have them and blessed to always have them every year. And so we'll continue to look on YouTube and listen up for any new music that's dropping from Binabutta. Like Susie said, like and subscribe on their videos, and also my other cousins, Relic Brown and Kenyon Brown. We're excited to hear everything that they got going on in this upcoming year. So thank you again. Like and subscribe on our video, and hope to see you for the next episode on Mex.
and I'm Sissy.
Peace out.
Peace.
Peace out. All I got is $1 and a drink. Oh yeah. So what you gonna roll on with me?